Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
Audible is the destination for thrilling audio entertainment with next listen recommendations to habituate every type of thriller listener.
The time is now more than ever to embrace the breathtaking, sinister, and shocking tales that have enthralled you, especially with brand new exclusive thrillers from best-selling authors who are guaranteed to keep you gripped.
So, Ronnie, I recently downloaded Squeeze Me by Carl Hyacin, mainly because it shows a martini glass with a snake tail wrapped around it. I mean, what else needs to be said? And I am very excited to listen to it later today.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
At Saks.com, it's easy to find your new vibe. Dive into the Western trend with gold cowboy boots from Staud, or go full 90s throwback with platforms from Prada.
You can shop Saks.com for everything on your agenda, whether it's a breezy Zimmermann dress for a garden party or a bright Chloe blazer for brunch.
Find inspiration for your new vibe every day at Saks.com.
Getting the smile and confidence you've been dreaming about, all from the comfort of your home, isn't a total mystery with Bite Clear Aligners. Just don't be surprised if all your friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Bite Clear Aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Happens when there's so much that happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on Ye Old Bravs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Welcome to your show, Ben. Everybody, welcome. We're so excited to be here. It's another Below Deck Day, and we've got a new crazy person on board, so that's always fun. We are going to be at the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival this Friday night at the Kookaburra Lounge, so come see us, 9:30. We're doing a House Hunters recap, so it's going to be super fun. Join us for that. It's about nudists. We think that's the one we're doing. And then we're going to London, Dublin, and Birmingham, and that's going to be towards the end of May. So come see those shows. We're so excited to come see everybody out there, okay? You can get tickets at watchwhatcrappens.com. It's also where you get these videos, where you get our bonus episodes of Vanderpump Villa, and lots of other stuff. So go check that out. And today, here we are with Below Deck. Okay.
Below Deck. More fun. I can't believe that Below Deck Med is coming up around the corner. Especially because, I mean, we all have to assume, right? Did we already talk about this? We all have to assume that this is Gary King's fault, that we are not getting Below Deck Sailing next. I just have to assume that they probably had to reshoot the whole season because, you know, he got in trouble for being a lecherous, disgusting human.
Yeah. Straight up sexual assault, so fuck that guy.
Also, by the way, this is just reminding me, fuck Ben on this show. Fuck him left, right, and center, okay? And I don't mean that literally, because, like, literally don't even want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. But this guy, what? You know, here's the thing. He's just as bad as Gary, if you ask me. He's just as bad. Gary is, like... It's weird because Gary is both grosser because he's like, which is like gross, but at least Gary also has like in his, when he's off the clock, as in off the lecherous clock, he can be like charming to people, but Ben can't even be charming. It's just like, ugh, like there's just no upside with this person. I don't know. That may be problematic.
Gary
to say
is
that.
Also more professional on deck, if that makes any sense. Like his stuff takes place like in the after hours where he's mostly the pig. When he's on deck, he's like actually kind of professional. Like, he's not massaging people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is he? I
Well,
don't think
actually he does.
is. Does he?
A little bit.
Ben,
but I
maybe
do
it's because
agree.
I've
I
had a
think that,
break
like,
from Gary. I mean, obviously, Gary's actions ultimately were more disgusting. You know, Ben hasn't done the stuff that Gary is accused of yet. But yeah, I don't remember Gary ever coming up and massaging people behind. It seems like he acts one way at night, and then the next day he's like, "What? We're professionals about nightclub sales."
Yeah. And, you know, I just think that, like, Ben probably gets away with it a little bit more because he's not as, like, outwardly presenting of a slime ball as Gary is. But I just want to say to people, Ben is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And he was awful this episode. He was
the
beyond
worst.
terrible
And
this episode.
but I would like to thank this episode for reminding everyone, including Ben, that in actuality, he's a pathetic fucking loser. And it was really fun to see him get put in his place today. And for that, I never thought I'd say this. Thank you, Camille. Thank you. Great work today. Something Camille doesn't hear often on boats. Great work. You did great work today. Well done, darling.
All right. Well, let's dive into it, shall we?
Yes. So, let's see. Something we need to apologize for. We missed Kyle's dick shot last week. I can't believe there are two of us on this show, and both of us missed the big donkey dick on Kyle.
Oh, sorry,
They showed
everyone.
it, apparently. How did
Sorry.
we miss that?
I don't know. I guess we were excited by other things happening on the boat, like garbage collecting and sweeping and whatever else happens in the world of Below Deck.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it now, and I still don't see. I should be able to search right now, Below Deck Kyle's dick shot, and something come up, but nothing comes up. Like, come on, internet, really? Who do I complain?
Actually, you know what?
to?
I did see that shot. I do remember that shot. He had like a full-on boner. We just forgot to mention it on the show. I think it was like during the infrared, and he was like walking, and it was like,
Yeah, he's going to the bathroom.
yeah.
Well, I did not see it, and I would like to think I have better observation skills when it comes to dick, but apparently I don't. So bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, audience. We should have talked about it.
Just
Okay,
add it to the
missed it.
list
But
of
now,
apologies.
now Kyle is on top of Barbie, giggling in bed, because right now is the good times, guys. Let's
Yeah.
never forget these good times. Remember when Barbie didn't regret anything and everything was just happy?
When she forgot about her dreams of converting to Orthodox and decided to just let her freak flag fly on a boat in Grenada.
She's like, yeah, we can't talk about sex. I want to be a motherfucking conservative Jew, goddammit.
She's like,
Very fucking religious.
no, conservative is not nearly as it's not this. Orthodox is even more. Orthodox is like Orthodox is hardcore. Conservative is right in the middle.
Hasidic?
Yeah. Well, Hasidic is. I think Hasidic. You can be Orthodox and not Hasidic, but if you're Hasidic, you're Orthodox, I believe. But either way, she is fully she's planning on going, she's ready to get into the shtetl. But then before she does that, though, she's like, you know what? I want to boink Kyle, and you know what? More power to you.
Yeah. Is it
And
one of
on
those things that you just
Passover.
do like some religions do? They just send you out into the world. What's that religion that sends you out into the world and they're just like, do drugs and fuck and sin for
Amish,
1 year.
Rumspringa.
And then if you choose sin, you never come back. Or you can choose, farming and beards and goats or whatever the hell's going on, and silence or whatever they do.
Those are the Amish people, and they send their youth on Rumspringa. This is all, of course, what I learned watching the
Rumspringa,
UPN reality show Rumspringa from the mid-aughts,
Yeah.
which was, by the way, a great show, and they should reboot that. I mean, that was back in the sort of the experimental days of reality TV when Craven executives were like, why don't we put a bunch of Amish people on TV? They won't have any idea what's happening. Like, yeah, let's do it. Put it on UPN.
Yeah. Yeah. God, exploitation's delicious. Love you, America. So they're like in bed kissing and stuff. And she's like, oh my God, my dad is going to kill me. He's like, no, he's not. You're 28 fucking years old, you silly girl. She's like, shalom. I mean, do I get a shalom? Very conservative. Very, very fucking conservative. Religious. Super religious.
Barbie's like, she's like, cause he's like, oh, I don't feel well. She's like, do you really want to vomit right now? He's like, nah, there's no chef here, so we're not eating. So she's like, oh yeah, new chef this morning, exciting. Cause Anthony was fired, by the way, for anyone who missed last week's episode. He got the boot because he was failing miserably and he messed up some late night lobster grilled cheese, and that was, the fatal mistake that he made.
So then we cut to the captain doing one of my favorite captain things they do on the show, where they're like, look, the captain makes the loudest Keurig out of everybody on the boat because he's the captain. So he puts his coffee in and it goes, some people call this a Keurig. Some people call it adventure.
So Barbie's like, I want to eat some of your watermelon, but not like that, because he's like eating the watermelon. He has just like a wedge of watermelon and he's just eating it in the standard way that people eat wedges of watermelon, which is you
literally eat it with your hands. You hold it. What the fuck, Barbie? Like, I get that you're pretending you're cosplaying as like some little rich girl. Rich people eat watermelon with their hands too. I've seen it happen.
She is acting like he's Daryl Hannah in Splash eating a lobster through the shell. No, it's a normal watermelon.
She's like, so this procedure. Is how we eat watermelon now?
Now she's looking for ways to be like, oh my God, this was a total mistake. Like, she's trying to create separation. So Kyle's like, I've been waiting a long time, and the whole time she's been in the driving seat, and I've been the passenger, chasing around like a lost puppy, right? I'm like, you're in the passenger seat chasing her? I hate to break it to you, but if you're in the passenger seat in the same car as her, I think you've actually caught up to her. You're in her car.
And he's like, not saying I always get what I want, but I'm pretty adamant, pretty persistent. They're just putting as many R's in his words as they can to make me twitch.
I know. It's like, sir, could you stop spitting watermelon seeds at my face while you speak?
So he says what we're all thinking. Watermelon needs to be eaten with your hands. And she's like, gross, you are so poor right now. And so Fraser comes down and he's like, oh, did you two have a sleepover? Did you make sweet, sweet love? Yes or no? Yes or no? And she's like, no, we didn't have sex. And Fraser's like, did you touch his wiener? She's like, no, stop it. And Sandy goes, well, we like working, and it's called a hand job for a reason, because it's work. Ha ha.
I thought that Zandy said, well, Barbie hates working and a hand job is a job or something like that, so she didn't want to do it.
That actually is funnier. I hope that is what she said.
Somewhere in the middle lies the truth, but we are too lazy to go back and see what it is.
I'm too lazy to even go see a big fat dick that was on my TV. Would you expect me to go fact check this?
We live in the moment,
rewind
guys.
For dick.
So Sonny comes in, and then Dylan kisses his mattress, and he's like, so mattress, are you saying that you're available right now? I'm just asking.
He's just doing that Shakespearean monologue type thing alone in his room where he's like, oh, mattress. Why would I do such a thing? But I know better than to do such a thing to her. I'm too hot for this. I'm too thin for this now. Am I not, mattress? Like, all right, Dylan.
Did I really try to kiss Sonny last night? He has like a lot of regret about trying to kiss Sonny, but I think it's only because he's like, how could I even try to kiss her without wiping off that caloric lipstick first?
I should have put her under the sink and then tried to kiss her. Lord only knows how fat I would be if I tasted that lip gloss. It smelled like tangerines. A sugary fruit. So, yeah, his thing about trying to make out with Sonny was pretty ox. I'm assuming it was trying to get revenge on Ben. But also it could have just been that, like, you'll fuck Ben, surely I have a chance, Right. Like, bet you kiss Ben. So, that, I guess that just means you're up for grabs. Either way, pretty gross.
Yeah.
Because he's still in.
Yeah. So then Ben joins the crew mess, and he's like, so Barbie, in my cabin, we heard someone opening and closing doors very quickly. Bam, bam, bam, bam, bam, bam, bam, bam, bam. And she's like, stop it. Stop plaguing me.
My dad hates drawers. Don't talk about drawers. We never had to deal with drawers growing up. My dad insisted that my nannies do it.
Yeah, I was 23 before I even learned what a drawer was. I always thought it was like the person you hire to draw things for you. And then when I was like living on my own, I discovered there were these like things, these boxes that were in a bigger box, and it turns out they're called drawers.
Now Dylan and Ben are outside working, and Dylan goes, "You know what you should do? You should slap me, bro." And he's like, "No." "Okay, then don't slap me." And he just walks off. And Ben's like, "Glad I didn't make him lead." Dun dun.
Time for a stew meeting. All right, everyone. I want everyone working on beds this morning, assuming you haven't already been poked on one. Is that American slang saying you poked on something? I was referencing you, Barbie.
Let's not work on beds as hard as Barbie worked on her bed with Kyle last night.
If you need some help with something, ask your teammates, except for Barbie, because she's busy on a different job, as Zandy already inferred. Blowjob, handjob, whatever job you want to say. Remember, we're the strongest, and we're the best, and we're the cutest. I love you all. Now get back to having sex with Kyle. That was Barbie directed specifically.
So then we get a rap song for the chef.
Yeah, what was up with this?
It's like, "I'm the best, and there's no test in this. Keep it 100. I was bred for this." And then he's approaching it. I love a rap song for like a super white bread blonde guy in tight capri pants coming up the walk.
He looks like just like a white tombstone. And so
I come from the street, and now they call me king. And he's like, "Hello."
Hello, I've been cooking for 20 years. So like, yeah.
I'm in charge of pasty. I'm sorry, I meant pastries as well. Pasty could work.
He literally looks like Barney Rubble. Like, it's not one of those things.
That's what I said. I said he's a Barney Rubble with Fred Flintstone energy.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he's got
I see
a Fred
that.
Flintstone complex, but he looks like Barney Rubble.
I wasn't even taking that from you, Ronnie. Like, it's like, and the thing is this, I'm sure we're not the only two who probably thought that, because it's sometimes we say that, oh, this person's like a Barney Rubble because they have like the essence of Barney Rubble, or there's some element, but this guy literally looks like Barney Rubble. The ears, the face, the hair, the shape, everything.
Yeah, truly. So he's like, "Hello, I'm Nick. I wear tight shorts, jeans, and man bangs, I don't know what I said, man bags. Oh, because he has a man bag and man bags." And Ben's like, "Have you been in yachting for a while?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been a chef for 20 years. I think I lost my mind a long time ago." Fred. "Maybe I talk to myself and I have a few ticks and I go a little crazy sometimes, but I'm harmless crazy. I'm not going to murder anyone." And he starts chugging a Red Bull, which, as we all know, is the sign of a fucking crazy person. They've never shown a not crazy person chugging a Red Bull on TV.
Yeah. Fraser sees Sonny, who's already met the chef, and he goes, "First impressions?" And she goes, "Old. Older." He's like, "How old? Like hot daddy or sad daddy?" She's like, "I don't know." So then Nick says, "I'm 40.
Say that. Old. Some old person. Listen, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it a million more times. I can't wait to follow you on Instagram so I can watch you slowly age the rest of your life." Now, that's the good news. The good news is I get to watch shitheads age. The bad news is I'm always going to be older than you.
Yeah.
And this turned out to be way more depressing than it should have been. Ben, continue.
Well, Nick is 40. He's the ripe old age of 40, so his life is essentially over. He's almost 41.
And I'm single-chinned. 40, my asshole. You are not 40 years old, sir, okay?
Yeah.
45 if you're a day. Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest. So he says, he's like, "Yachting is something that keeps me youthful. No ex-wife and no kids. It's why I look so useful." Did casting know what they were doing? They hired a guy who has no child, like in Fort Lauderdale? What?
Exactly. Are you sure you're not just ignoring your child? Did you probably drop somewhere? You checked Alaska, Tampa.
Have you checked any databases to find out if you have a child somewhere, but in Alaska, Fort Lauderdale,
23andMe,
potentially the Philippines? Just want to know.
Yeah.
Just want to know. Those are
Check
the hot
it.
spots. Those are the below deck hot spots for children.
Check it out, buddy. So the cap's like, good day, mate. Good to have you. Last chef was amazing. Couldn't read a preference sheet. Don't mess up your timing. I'm not here to teach you how to cook. I'm here to lead adventures. Or meet your interior. Have a good time. Do not fuck up. Please worry about plating and not me. All right, I'm going to tell you some hilarious stories later, so prepare for that. In the meantime, kitchen adventure. Get out. Get out. Walk. Go.
Get out of my face. And one last thing. İyi şanslar, which of course, as we all know, means good luck in Turkish. So,
it's also an electronic form of coleslaw. At least that's what Anthony said on his way out of here. All right? I tried to eat it, didn't work. All right? So, no electronic coleslaw. All right? No e-slaw in these holes. All right? Get to work. That was my charm. I'm all spent out.
by the way, real quickly, Kyugi Nasil Kalistris Chiria Sagan Ini Bilio Musin. Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm not speaking English. I meant to ask, do you know how to work the Keurig? Just wondering. Wow. It's a question for my girlfriend in Turkey.
Okay, so then Ben wanders into the mess hall, and he's a very bad actor. So he's like, I think I'm going to look at my telephone. So he looks at it, and there's a camera just hovering over it to get the close-up of the shot. He's like, oh, gosh, Camille, acting like he can't believe that Camille is on his phone, even though he just posted something while he's on deck, like, hey, anyone have questions for me? Q&A on Instagram.
Yeah, and then he's down there in the crew mess acting like he's in a 6th grade production of Hamlet, like swooning up against the rafter going, oh, Camille. I mean, it was so over the top. And
truly.
And so he starts posting all this content on his story about Camille. And he posted like a picture of him and Camille, and
like a lovey picture, like she's hugging him from behind.
Yeah, like remember the days.
Smiles. It's like a happy couple because one of the questions on the Q&A is, "Where are you and Camille now? Are you just friends?" And so he says, "You'll find out in due time," being coy while posting pictures like they're in love.
Yeah. So Ben tells us, being back on board is taking a stroll down memory lane. I mean, Camille and I had a spark, and we were kids in love, I'd say. I'm like, but you've been on this boat for like 6 weeks, and now you're suddenly getting nostalgic for Camille? Come on, no.
I know, but this is what I believe I was thinking when they first got together in the first place. This is the first time Ben has ever been fuckable, because he's a guy on a TV show, and I think that everybody feels like they have to be fucking on a TV show. So, especially on Below Deck, if you're on this show, you have the best chance of getting laid than you do in the rest of your life, for sure. So I think this is all new to Ben, like people pretending that he's hot.
Yeah.
Because they're on a TV show. Because he seems very still infatuated that he could ever land that hottie. Because Camille's an asshole, but she's a hot asshole.
Right.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Well, I'm getting to that age now, Ronnie, where I see myself on camera and I can see the back of my head. The hair is thinning out. And honestly, I mean, I have to imagine that the past few years, the stress in our world, in our lives, has impacted it.
I mean, your hair is never just about your hair, and Nutrafol knows that. It could be your job, your deodorant, your hormones. It could be almost anything that has almost nothing to do with your hair. And that's why Nutrafol takes a whole body approach to hair health, addressing the problems inside to help hair grow on the outside, supporting your lifestyle, not just your hairstyle. With Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription or doctor's visits required. Free shipping and automated deliveries ensure you'll never miss a day. See results in 3 to 6 months.
Address your root causes of hair thinning with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code CRAPPINS.
Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code CRAPPINS.
That's Nutrafol.com, promo code CRAPPINS.
Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple recipes, and essential supplements. It's like your personal assistant for healthy living.
So you take a fun, short quiz, and Hungry Root will get to know your personal health goals, what you like to eat, and more. And then they'll build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week and give you delicious recipe recommendations to put those groceries to use.
Each order is fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. We love this place. It's like, I like eating this, and this. I'm a vegetarian, eat some fish sometimes. They send you all these groceries that all fit into exactly what you like.
Yeah, I have an issue with snacking in that I always want to snack, but I often snack on things that aren't always as good for me. And it was really great to get all sorts of healthy and nutritious snacks from Hungry Root. Right now, Hungry Root is offering Watch What Crappens listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life.
Just go to hungryroot.com/crappens to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies.
That's hungryroot.com/crappens. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. So Ben tells us, I've just been really thinking about her recently, and maybe there's a part of me that thinks that we were great together. Oh man, see what women have done to me. Women have done literally nothing to you. Look at the reign of terror that you've had on women instead.
He's so gross. And so one of the questions is, what's your favorite snack on Charter? And then he writes, her. And then he puts a pic of Camille in a bikini. He's so gross. And
like,
you know that Sonny's
shocking.
watching this. He's such an asshole.
I was shocked.
I hate this guy. It's not even fun.
Can you believe it? He is like, he's basically sleeping with his underling, and then they have a conversation, and it's like, well, we're not something. But by the way, I'm watching a barge in the river. So I'm still in New York, and there's literally a barge going by, and I feel like it's somehow like a metaphor for something happening right now, since we're talking about boats.
Ben,
but
trash barge.
Yeah, like literally like trash barge. This is Ben's trash barge going by. It's called the Diligent. Oh God, the barge is called the Diligent. It's the Diligent Holding. Diligent Holdings. I think that's just a company. Never mind. Diligent Holdings. That's something that does not describe Ben. But anyway, he's sitting here. He just had this conversation with Sonny, and he says, well, we're working on being an item. We're going to see. He turns suddenly their situation into like a test run. And at the end of the season, he's going to decide if they're an item moving forward. Like this is like American Idol auditions, which is already so insulting. But he knows enough that they've had a conversation that they maybe are something. And while you are maybe something, you are then going to actively post on Instagram photos of your ex and talk about how she's a snack and how you never know what's going on between us. It is like so massively disrespectful. It's like, ugh,
he's just trying to get attention. It's so sad. It's like he's like, oh, I don't like Sonny being so into me, but then he's purposely making her crazy so that she can.
Then she can act up, and then he can dump her.
She could act out, and then he could be like, see how women love me. Like, oh, you're so
women are
gross.
so crazy.
Yeah. So, by the way, Diligent Holdings, I just looked them up, and it is actually fitting for Ben because what they do is dry bulk. That's what they specialize in.
Bulk?
And nothing explains Ben better than dry bulk.
Oh, it's also
so it worked after all. Okay,
Holdings.
so Sunny and Dylan are outside and they're working, and she's like, "So, do you remember trying to kiss me last night?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I was an old habit. I also kissed the mattress today. So if that makes you feel any better." She goes, "Yeah, I'm just so irresistible. What can I say?"
Yeah, tell me about it. You know, I almost gained 5 pounds after I almost ate your lip gloss last night. So then Kyle and Barbie are like talking, and Kyle's like, so are you okay? And she's like, keep your mouth shut. And he's like, I am, but people aren't stupid. He goes, I know, but like, keep your mouth shut. And he says, but people are putting words in my mouth. She goes, yeah, well, you know what? My father made it very clear before I came here. This is the one thing I can't do. Actually, it was one of two things. The second one, obviously, drinking Pepsi, but like, that's a given. You know what I'm saying?
She's such a drama queen for the cameras, and I kind of like it. Like, she's so obvious about it. Like, oh my God, I'm going to come on this show and immediately start problems with the main stew because that's what you do, the chief stew. And then I'm going to be in a romantic situation because that's what you do on the show. So who's available? The guy who never sees his daughter in Alaska. That's hot. Go for him. She's just like checking all the boxes as she walks through the boat, and I love it. And then she's going to bang a guy on the camera and then cry about it for the next, 7 episodes or however long.
Exactly.
Coming up, only 18 episodes left of this season of Below Deck. Only 18 left.
I mean, to be fair to Barbie, like, I would argue that Kyle is the one getting the best edit of the men this season outside of Captain Carey, right? Like, so, she did get the best of the worst. So she's like, my dad isn't like very affectionate. And like, even when I was like married in my house, I wasn't kissing my husband in front of my father. Dad just like doesn't need to see it. And I'm like disappointed in myself for disappointing my father. I'm like, oh, sweetheart, you disappointed him long before you had sex with Kyle. Okay. I don't know what part of saying I'm going on a Bravo reality show has a conservative corporate executive saying, fabulous. So excited for you, honey.
So Kyle's just laughing at her. He's like, oh, Jesus, my dad is going to kill me. Jesus Christ. And she's like, actually, not really. Not to me. Have you heard nothing? You heard nothing of what I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah. So Paris and Zandy are in the laundry room, and Paris goes like around a corner, and Zandy's like, you keep going in there and doing nothing. And and Paris comes around with like a bucket. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to question me, a gay icon, and what I'm going to do? Look, I have a little bucket with suds in it. How dare you?
She's like, fuck you. And they just start laughing. So then outside, Sonny's like, oh, look at me, just enjoying my day, being happily in love. Dylan's in love with me. I mean, it's just such a good day. Oh my God. She looks at her phone. She's like, fucking Ben, what is he doing?
Yeah. She's just when she thought that everything was fine. So she's mad, rightfully so. This is one of the times where I really do think that her rage is justified. And then Ben...
I can't wait to see how she apologizes to him for this, because that's
right.
Coming.
That's what's so sad about it. So Ben then takes Nick to his room, and then Dylan's asking Nick how old Nick is, and Nick is like, I'm 40, been a chef for 20 years, and I definitely have no memories of being at Woodstock, the original one. I am definitely 40.
Meanwhile, Sonny goes to find Barbie in Paris to show them the phone is sobbed to them. She's like, oh, can you believe it? Have you seen this Instagram? And they're like, oh, girl, he posted that today. When did they break up? She's like, last year she cheated on him. By the way, in Below Deck, how long ago was a few months or whatever? She's like, she cheated on him. And Paris is like, so why would you be the hottest girl ever? This is insane. This whole thing is insane. She goes, I know. We're just sleeping together. I get it. But it's just like, I'm supposed to act like everything is happy on deck. But this is really hard.
It kind of broke my heart that you could hear her already kind of dismissing her emotions, where she was like, I know we're just sleeping together, but it's weird. Like, you don't have to qualify this. You're allowed to be outwardly mad. And honestly, I think Paris said at one point, like, this is just what men do. Like, men are awful. Men are liars. It's like, yes, that's fair. But also just like, put it really squarely on Ben. Don't it almost like absolves him of responsibility by saying, this is like, oh, men are such liars. Be like, no, Ben is a fuckboy and he is wrong for this. Like, really make him have to hold this on his back.
Right after this, she says, she goes, okay, fine. Because she goes, well, I know we're sleeping together, but we're only sleeping together, and she goes, yeah, but you still deserve respect, which I think is the ultimate point here. Like, so what if you're just fucking each other? He still cannot be posting this on purpose to piss you off. You know what I mean? And when she says they're just men, I think she's like heard this so much from Sonny. She's been on how many days now, and how many times has Sonny been breaking down crying over Ben?
That's like true.
All the time. It's every fucking day. And I think at some point she's just like, if you just keep going back to the same thing, what do you expect? You're with Ben. Like, he's a piece of crap, okay? He's never going to get this again. He's never going to get this kind of attention from anyone in any other job. Mm-mm. Walk away, girl. For fuck's sake. You're crying over Ben.
Ugh.
Okay.
So speaking of which, Captain is with Ben at the hot tub. He's like, well, make sure we have fuel. And also, this hot tub needs some cleaning. I'm seeing some things happening in here, so wear some gloves. Because guess what? It looks like some people got into this water and had quite an adventure, didn't they? It's like, if you look at a hot tub, it's not that different than a Keurig cup, am I right? Just a much bigger version.
So then Fraser sees Chef, and he's like, well, hello, where are you from? And he's like, Palmer. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just joking. Ha, ha, ha, ha. Palmer's actually amazing. So have you worked on large vessels before? Sorry, there were double S's there. It's very confusing for Ronnie. And he's like, yeah, an A91, actually. He goes, oh, so this is a piece of cake. Speaking of, please leave one out on the counter at all times. We'd like to see Dylan sweat.
So I'll always be coming to you before service to sort of stand here and exert pressure with my eyes and make you feel nervous, but perhaps even a little excited. So I would recommend plate it for every meal and read preference sheets and just do the bare necessities it takes to put food onto a plate. You would think anyone could do that, but apparently not. So anyway, enjoy.
Ah, welcome on board, Chef Rubble. I cannot wait to undermine you.
While you plate your dinners, I will recite some of my favorite monologues from Michael Clayton, The Deep End, and really anything that my doppelganger Tilda Swinton has been in.
When I run out of that, I'm just going back to Sweet Magnolia, Steel Magnolias, all right? Please, Shelby, drink your juice. Shelby, drink your juice. Ha ha, ha ha ha ha.
And after that, if I'm really feeling generous, I might pretend like I'm the big piano in the feature film Big, and I'll do the chopsticks. I'm sorry, I only do one note. It's just my vibe.
Chopstick, actually.
Can't
really eat with it, but you can poke people with it, can't you? Just poke. So Dylan is posing while shammying, and Paris is, he's like kind of posing at the window, looking at himself in the reflection of the window. And Paris is like, oh God, look at that view, right? It's like watching wild animals behind glass. Wild whip letters. What's a whip letter, by the way? I wrote it down, but I don't know what it means. You'll find them in your local marina doing absolutely fuck all, won't you?
And now Fraser, Ben, and Kyle are at the stairs, and Fraser's like, so why are you keeping it quiet that you and Barbie did the deed? And Ben's like, yeah, we heard the bang. As a little reminder, it sounded like a door opening and closing. And then they're like, oh, shut the fuck up. And Kyle laughs, and he's like, oh, yeah, she pushes. Da, da, da. So they're all just like joking and just like, laughing about this whole thing. And Fraser's like, why are you keeping it a secret? Own up to it. It's a bit embarrassing. I mean, I know it's all like guy talk. It's like funny. It's on the boat. This is like what people yachties do. But I'm like, Fraser, this is someone who works under you, and you probably should not be pressing for these details at this point. Like, you did it. You had like your moment.
Nah, I have no problem.
Probably should move forward.
Yeah, I have no problem with it right now. I don't know why.
What?
So then
You're fine with
Paris
it, you said?
and Ben, huh?
You said you're fine with it?
Yeah. It doesn't bother me. I mean, on this boat, he's not fucking her. So I say he's already a step ahead of Ben. So right now I'm going to keep Ben as my villain.
Okay.
So Paris is like, Ben, I think you're being a bit of a tosser. And he's like, what did I do? Nothing. Women, right? She goes, you want to fuck with my girl Sunshine? I'll fuck with you. And he's like, oh, women, what did I do now? And she's like, it's your Instagram story, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
It's a bit rude.
Yeah. He's like, it is not.
And he goes,
He's like, we're not even fucking dating. What's wrong with these girls?
it's just like the most classic fuckboy thing to do something and then absolve yourself of any responsibility. Like, oh my God, these girls they just get so attached. Wow. This is why I need to take it slow. This is why I don't get in relationships. So the fact that I'm not committing to you has nothing to do with me and my issues. It's just that you ladies are so crazy. And the moment I commit and then I decide I want to like flirt with other girls, you get so crazy. So now it's time for the preference sheet meeting. All right, everyone. Alex Taylor is our next primary. She's the senior community manager. He is the senior community manager. And he wants at Yelp. And he wants Instagrammable food. So he's really involved in 2 platforms at once. And let's pay attention to individual preferences. Okay, Barney Rubble. I don't want that balls up this trip. Okay, they want octopus nachos and chocolate tour. And it's going to do everything. And it's going to be very exciting and make it look pretty.
And they're going to do some Christmas night or something and a New Year's party. So then we cut to Barbie crying in the hole, that little hole thing that Colin from Below Deck Sailing lives in. So she's down there crying, and she goes to Fraser, and she's like, Fraser, I just wanted to have a talk with you today. Shalom, first of all. I just wanted to say this day has been literally, like, I'm schwitzing. It's been the worst day, and I'm having some emotional problems, Fraser. I'm not gonna lie. It was like really, really hard. I feel disappointed. I feel like I've really disappointed my father. Like, really, really disappointed him, Fraser. Darling, you've been cleaning toilets now for 6 weeks. Your father's rich. What could you have possibly done to make him turn off the TV more quickly than cleaning the toilet?
He's just going to be so disappointed. And he's like, will he be mad? Yeah. And like, Ben thinks it's like a fucking joke. And I just don't want this to be a joke. And Ben's like watching like this evil glare in his eyes. And Fraser's like, no one thinks anything of you. And I mean that in all senses of the phrase. Like, literally no one thinks anything of you. We're all family. And you're just the, I'm the big brother. You're the annoying bratty sister who makes noise and has an attitude and does her job well, but no one likes to be around her. Family like that. In fact, I'm a bit jealous. And she's like, but I'm going to become
really
very Northern.
Staring evilly. He's watching this conversation, just kind of hugging a pillow, like, ugh, like with these devious little eyes. What is Ben's turn? And Ben's really turned online. Have you seen him posting online? He's posts like paragraphs and paragraphs just going on and on about how unfairly he's treated and how the editing is just so mean to him. And
of course.
Blah, blah. And we don't see anything. They've just edited this to make him look like a villain. Like, babe, this is all you. I don't even care if they showed it all backwards with you speaking in reverse. There's no way to turn this that you're not a fucking asshole. Sorry.
Yeah. Please give us your director's cut and try to just tell us how it works.
So then Kyle is like, I was going to try not to talk of it, but everybody else is talking about it. Like, how can you not? They're like constantly giving him shit, and they all heard it, Yeah. So now we cut to the chef scrubbing the kitchen, and he's like, this is top 3 the worst kitchens I've ever seen. I don't know how anyone's not got food poisoning from this. Disgusting.
I mean, this is worse than the time I was working in Margaret Thatcher's kitchen in 1981 when I was fresh out of graduate school. And I am 40, though. I do want to remind everyone, I definitely am 40.
I remember trying to make something on the Mayflower for old Chris. And he said, where are we going? And I said, listen, we're going to a little place called, I'm not really sure, just eat this pancake, all right? And that was when, God, I must have been 2 years old if I'm 40 now. When are we? Stop counting years. All right. Anyway, black mold, refrigerator mold, fridge mold.
It is actually disgusting what he's talking about. He's like talking about how they're like the entire refrigerator lining was black from mold and there was like expired shit in there. So, so Anthony was a lot more disgusting than we realized.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
We have some very shocking news to tell you. Did you know that the average dieter will try 162 diets over the course of their lives?
The weight loss industry is a cash machine that runs on our desperation. Crazy diets and weight loss products are temporary, and you gain it all back.
But not when you visit Sonobello. Okay, Sonobello is the only way to permanently lose unwanted fat and inches.
Sonobello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal.
And wherever you have stubborn fat, tummy, sides, thighs, and arms, they can get rid of it.
Smile. It's going away permanently in one visit.
Let me tell you something. I have some parts of my body that I just want to look a little different. I feel like I've tried everything, exercise, diet, and something like this is really what I'm looking for. Give yourself the gift of a full body reset. You deserve to be happy.
Schedule your free consultation and learn about micro laser fat removal.
Sonobello is running a great special right now. Visit sonobello.com/WWC. That's sonobello.com/WWC. So now it's nighttime, and Ben and Kyle are talking, and Ben tells Kyle about Sunny. And Ben's like, I'm just going to have to end it. I'm not happy. I've had connections with people before, and I don't think Sonny and I have that. And it's better just to leave it, mate. I'll never understand the mind of a lady. I was like, that's not editing right there. You said that. You'll never understand the mind of a lady. How about the mind of just like a human being who deserves respect? You can't just say this is just some lady thing. Okay? So Kyle's like, well, you think you got her? And then whack. Something else happens. And then you whack off. You literally whack off.
So then we cut to Dylan talking to the chef. He's like, so what do you think of these people? And he's like, oh, it should be interesting. He goes, all right, well, I'm going to take a shit, shower, and sleep. Gross, Dylan. What's Dylan have to get grosser with every shot?
He's terrible. Oh, Dylan, you're terrible.
The worst.
So
then Sunny is on deck, and so she goes up to him, and he's filling up the hot tub. So she's like, hi, and he says, I've been waiting for this hot tub to fill up for hours. How are you? And
I'll never get inside the mind of a hot tub, I'll tell you that much. God, it takes forever.
He's like, those Instagram posts today, huh? She goes, oh, that? Well, yeah, I mean, that took me off guard. And he goes, that's just me, darling. That's just me.
Who else vomited in their mouth when he said that? That's just me, darling.
And this is why I feel like Sunny does deserve some responsibility and ire. Okay? Because I know that Sunny is the victim in this. I'm not trying to take that away from her. But this is what you empower. You empower pieces of shit like Ben. Look how comfortable he is just being like, that's me, darling. Mm-hmm. Whereas before he's been like, no, listen, nothing's happening. I'm really trying to be a good person. I mean, so we're not committed, blah, blah, blah. But now he's just already evolved into this like super villain who's just like, that's just me, darling. Like purposely posting pictures to piss you off and then acting like this. And then when you don't bring it up with him, he's going to bring it up with you on camera just to say shit like that. You're empowering that by allowing this to happen. It's like you're strengthening it.
He wants to make her feel bad too, because he knows what he did was wrong and he's been confronted by it and he knows it, but rather than accept that what he did was bad.
He did it on purpose. He did it wrong on purpose just to get a reaction.
But he's also been confronted by it, and rather than accept the fact that he was a dick, he decides that he's going to turn this into a referendum on Sunny not letting Ben be his true self. And so he is like, well, so now he's very comfortable with being a dick to her because he knows he's about to break her heart and he's going to flip it on. And so she's like, well, it just took me off guard, I'm like, well, why are you putting this all on yourself, Sunny? Like, what I would have loved was for Sunny to be like, you know what, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. You have no respect for me, and you're a fuckboy, and if you don't get it, that's going to be on you. It's going to plague you for the rest of your life, and you'll have miserable relationship after relationship, and you'll never accept responsibility. And by the way, you're not hot. So then, but she doesn't. She
doesn't. She not only does that, she's still, I think, with him and like writing comments, fighting with people on Instagram about what dickheads they are for leaving bad comments under his. Like it's sad. It's to the point. It's sad, but even you giving her monologues like that in your mind, like I wish she had done this. Like I can't even do that for her because she's now pissed me off to the point. Like you are literally enabling this person and turning them into a stronger force of evil for the rest of us to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And so shame on you too, man.
Exactly. So then he goes, it's just like there's always something. It's like always something. Like you literally posted on Instagram about Camille. And he goes, it's just as annoying. Like I just need to finish this charter season strong. So you know where we are. I think now if we sleep together, we sleep together. And if we don't, we don't. And I don't think we're attached to each other whatsoever. Yeah. I'm like, okay, so you're breaking up with her, but you're basically saying, I still want to sleep with you. So I mean, it's like
he's saying like, I want nothing to do with you except to fuck you sometimes.
Yeah,
she's like,
he literally
she
says
just
that.
nods sadly, and then he takes her hand, and she's like, okay, see you tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I've got to see you, right?
So she goes. It's
Really?
awful. It's awful.
Wow.
So she goes into the room.
So she goes down crying, and he's like, fucking chicks, mate.
It's not chicks.
I hate him.
It's awful.
Please die. Please
it's just like
die.
I know this sounds like this is like a terrible thing to say, but like it
I
never
just told him to die, so it couldn't eat that.
No, like look, bad behavior is bad behavior regardless of who says it. But sometimes when you feel like someone's just like not hot enough to even have this bad behavior, and it's not like being hot like lets you do it.
We've literally said it 10 times this season. You're not hot enough to act this douchey. You just can't pull it off, sir.
No one should be douchey at any level of hotness, but it's just more annoying when you're not even hot and you're acting like you have hot privilege, but you don't have it.
But I think that's why he's acting like this, because we haven't seen him act to this level of a villain, right? We haven't seen him steeped in this much villainy. And I really do think that he's coming under this spell that he's hot now. But he's not. He's just on TV, and so people will fuck him right now. And it's like when someone becomes famous really fast and you start seeing it go to their head and you start seeing them spin out of control. It's like that, but with vaginas. And he's just spinning out of control. And it's hilarious to watch because you're not hot enough for this, as Camille is about to remind you. So let me just say another pre-thank you to her.
Yes, exactly. So Sunny's crying in the room and she's like, he dumped me. He said today was the last straw. And I get it. There's always something wrong. I'm toxic. Are you kidding me? There's always something wrong. Yeah, it's not you, Sunny. I mean, we talk about like, oh, wow, we wish Sunny would like not keep going back to this guy. But it's more like because we want something better for her. We want her to do better. We don't think that and it's like it's terrible that she actually believes that she is the toxic one here, and like she.
Yeah,
I feel bad for her because she
honestly,
has.
I'm getting to the point where I can't even hear it anymore. Like, I'm so fucking sick of it. It's the same thing every fucking time. This guy's an asshole, and then she goes and cries and makes it her own fault. And then we tell off the guy, and then we're like, "You do better, Sonny. You no." And we're all positive, and then la la la. And I can't do it anymore. Fuck off, Sonny. Make better decisions. Like, at this point, you're in a crosswalk. You're gonna get run over, and I'm gonna laugh. It's gonna be a video I see on Instagram, and I'm gonna laugh, ha ha ha, because you're an idiot standing in a crosswalk. Like, I'm done. I can't do it. Ben's a piece of shit. This girl's an idiot. Fuck them both. May you be unhappy on some farm somewhere without internet, so I never have to see your stupid faces again. Go.
So Paris says, well, he's being a fucking dickhead, and sometimes men need to take responsibility for their actions and how they make people feel. I'm like, yeah, but it's not that he's being a fucking dickhead. He is a fucking dickhead. And it's not that men need to take responsibility. Ben needs to take responsibility. Like, I just really hate the broadening of this. So Sunny's like, men are men, and they're not going to change.
This is Paris who says this. She's like, men are not going to change, but that doesn't excuse being a C word.
Right. And Sonny says, if there are that many problems in the beginning anyway, well, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, yes, exactly. Now, please keep that. Let's print that out and put that over the door of your cabin every time you step out into the world.
So Dylan is in his bed listening to Dylan's affirmations. It's like, you are strong. You are intelligent. You are humble. Ham is bad. Ham is very, very bad.
It puts the lotion on the ham. So now it's bedtime, and Barbie texts Kyle, and she goes, I don't get what part of this is funny to you, and this affects me, and I've told you from day one. And he's like, whatever.
He just ignores it and go to bed. He's smart. He's smart enough to know. He knows her well enough to know that she's just spinning out in drama land now. So
yeah. So now it's the morning, and we get this long close-up montage of this disgusting smoothie being blended together. I mean, it goes on for 10 minutes. Why do we need to see this, the creation of this smoothie? What is happening here?
I don't know, but it's very sexy. It's very Skinamax, but for strawberries. It's like, strawberries going in. Ooh, yeah, blending. Oh, good. Oat milk being poured in it. And then after this whole thing, Paris drinks it. She's like, delicious.
I know.
Okay. I hope that took an hour and a half to shoot, because it was gorgeous shooting.
It was too much. it reminded me of Top Chef this week, which I just watched last night. And there was like a scene in Top Chef where one of the chefs was like ruminating about what is chaos cuisine, and he's like trying to wrap his mind around it. And then there was like a 1 minute montage of like his entire childhood flashing before his eyes and like photos. And it was like, were they trying to have like this Darren Aronofsky moment? I was like, what the fuck is going on here, Top Chef? Let's get it together, okay?
Which chef was it that was having the flashback?
I forgot his name. The guy with the glasses. He's part of the Run Club. The skinny
The guy
guy.
with the glasses who's part of the
Danny?
Red
Is his
Club?
name Danny?
Yeah. He's not very exciting. I don't care about his childhood. I need that for like I want the girl who's a Dungeons and Dragons person. Like I want her.
Yeah.
I want her childhood. You know.
Yeah.
I want her like flashing back to like putting Be Kind Rewind stickers onto VHS tapes or whatever. Well, she's probably too young for that.
It really was a bad season for Padma to step away from, because Padma would have had so much disdain for this Dungeons and Dragons girl. Really? Wow. So you like role playing? Oh, I guess you're not a comedian like I am. Ha ha ha. Padma Lakshmi wants to be the funniest person in the room. Guy walks into a bar. The bar immediately disappears because Gail Simon enters too and eats it. Ha ha.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because Gail's standing there with a bottle of ketchup chasing it.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Not the door, because Gail just ate it too.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Gail. Gail who? Exactly.
Knock, knock. Who's there? My dear friend, Ali Wong. End of joke.
Why did you knock instead of ding wong? Am I right?
A priest, a rabbi, and a shaman walk into a bar, and none of them know anything about food. What is chop suey?
Okay, so now the captain is checking on the chef. He's like, "What's up, mate?" And he's like, "It's always the same thing. You show up, you assess the damage, and you crack on. I've been a chef 21 years." I was like, "Uh-oh. Your numbers are starting to slip there. You're forgetting your lie number. Your lie number was 20 a minute ago. I think he's also said 22 at some point in this episode.
Yeah.
And now it's 21. Get it straight, Nick. Get it straight."
So then Kyle texts Barbie back in the morning, and he's like, I didn't take it as a joke. You didn't make me look like a joke doing what we did and being a yar about it. And Barbie's like, oh, God, stop it. So Ben is like, he's like, oh, you texting Barbie? And he's like, yeah, she's pissed off, read it. You know, I don't think I've done anything wrong. In fact, I've done the opposite. I've tried everything to make her feel comfortable. You know, I put a pillow out and I said, everyone, I stepped with Barbie, you know, and for her to act like that is childish.
I offered to burn a hanger and put a question mark in the shape of a scar in the shape of a question mark on me ass for her. She just said her daddy's sad. silly girl. And Ben's like, oh, she's so ashamed of you. So then no one is more ashamed than Sonny's mother right now. Okay? I can guarantee you that. So then they're cleaning, and Ben and Sonny are on deck, and she's just kind of ignoring him doing her work. I don't think she's being like an asshole. She's just doing her work. And he goes, guys, I'm okay with earphones, but you can have them in their ear and listen, but you still have to talk to the rest of us. And she's like, oh, fuck off. And she just walks off. Like, this guy doesn't want me doing it. It's like she can't do anything, you know?
So now she has to
Can't even not
banter.
speak.
She has to banter while she's shammying a railing.
Right. He's
So
disgusting.
Fraser's now with the chef, and he's like, Nick, just had to talk with Captain. He'd like to have lunch at 1. What are we doing for that? He's like, well, I'll do the nachos, and then the lamb chops, and then something that I really enjoyed making when I was in that bunker with Winston Churchill is it's called salami française.
Oh, I think back to the time where we invented salt. I accidentally got pushed up against a wall in a mine and licked. And I thought, God, that's good. That would taste really good on some beef, which at the time was dinosaur meat. Goddamn, it did make it good.
I look like Barney Rubble because I am Barney Rubble. I've been around a while. So he's talking about it's his first meal. He's going to make it shine. He's like worked himself up to a 5-star restaurant. He worked at the Ritz. He was self-taught, and he's just got to keep a steady head now. So it's time for provisions.
Yeah, and also it's very important just to highlight that Fraser asks what he's doing, and he tells him exactly what he's doing. He's going to do the octopus nachos as the fish portion, and then he's going to be serving lamb chops. Okay, it's important because little underminer over there completely tries to fuck him over, and Fraser better watch his ass because this Nick doesn't look like he's fucking around. Okay, Fraser's not going to be able to pull this Anthony like I love you so much while he's like stabbing him in the back constantly. Nick will run this person over. Okay?
Yeah, he's 33 years old and he's been a chef for 63 years.
Men in their 20s, they've got some rage sometimes.
So it's provisions, and Captain's checking Ben's work and everything. And then Sunny and Barbie are changing, and Sunny is talking about Kyle and says, or Barbie talking about Kyle, and she's like, I asked him to be a gentleman, and he just can't do it. He's the one person I trusted, and like now I feel like I can't. Just like sucks. And Sunny's like, yeah, but I also think his feelings are hurt because, it's really important to remember that the men's emotions are more important than the women's.
And Barbie's like, well, he wouldn't have hurt feelings about it if he didn't talk about it because then I wouldn't be pissed. But he did talk about it, so now I'm pissed. And so he has emotions about me being pissed. That's really not fair. My daddy wouldn't like that. I'm just like so fucking pissed because like Kyle's known all season that I'm like fucking orthodox. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's letting it be like a fucking thing. Like, I mean, this is private. It's between me and you. Like, you're the person I can trust now. And I'm feeling like, oh my God, like I cannot trust you now.
So, all right, everyone, 15 minutes till the guests arrive, and Ben texts hey to Camille, and she doesn't write back. And now here come the guests. There's like a group of Yelp elites. Literally, they're Yelp elites, and they're walking down the dock, and the music's like, I got swag. I'm like, yes, that's what everyone says when they see food bloggers approaching. And I say that as someone who moonlights in that world.
This is definitely a group of people in bad rayon that walk up to Costco samplers and stand there for 10 minutes going like this. It's like it's gelatinous fucking chicken breast, okay? Just eat it and move on. It's free.
These are people who say, oh my God, have you been to Drago Centro? I love what Shelby's been doing with the bar menu lately. I'm like, Shelby? Yeah, Shelby. You mean the bartender? That's a true story, by the way. When I, my food blogging days, because I used to do all sorts of food blogging because it would be a way to get free food. I was poor. I was like, I was deep in credit card debt, so I was always writing about food and restaurants on my blog because I'd get invited to these free meals, and you'd go, and there would inevitably be like a food blogger who would like name drop some random line chef at some restaurant and be like, oh my God, what Don is doing with scallops these days downtown. It's like revolutionary. And you're like, who's Don? Oh, you don't know? Don, line chef. Yeah. He's at Drago Centro. That's what these people are.
They're so boring and lame, these people. Just as human beings. And then the main guy is like, he's too big. He's a 6'4" guy, so he can't really fit into many things. So he's wearing like an ill-fitting blazer and like a Costco golf shirt and then like really neon bright sunglasses because that's like his personality. He's like, I'm the guy who wears like neon sunglasses. Yeah, I'm Alex, so that's me. So the captain's like, well, welcome to Granada. Fraser is the chief stew, and it's his job not to mock guests in children's sunglasses. So you're lucky for that one. Fraser, take away. Show them an adventure of a lifetime. Adventure.
All right, well, this is a hot tub where you won't be having sex with anyone. And look, here's a table where you'll be able to take a picture of a crudité at some point during this trip. Here's a mirror where you can look at your homely faces. I think that's about the end of the tour at this point.
He goes, this is the hot tub. This is your prime spot for a 360 view of the whole boat. And when the ladies goes, I thought you said a spot for threesomes, and I died. Isn't that funny, you guys? Like, oh my God, say that again. I'm going to totally story that. Say it again.
And by threesome, I mean a trio of duck. Roasted, comfy, and sauteed.
So tour, and then Alex is like, "Oh my god, I'm so tall, I can't ever fit into bathtubs, but I can fit into this one." And now they have to get ready for chocolate day because they're gonna go learn how to make chocolate, guys, because they're foodies. So
Yeah. So there's like a lot of stuff happening. All the girls are taking Instagram photos. Like, here's the thing. You know me, I take photos of food. I have literally an entire Substack dedicated to food. I do this. I'm in this world. I get it. But like crudités on the bar, that does not need to be on Instagram. You do not need to take a picture of celery stalks and cauliflower.
And they're just so gross. I mean, it's all of them with their phones like, "Hi, look at me touching a carrot. I'm touching a carrot."
You know, they're like putting up TikToks that are like, "Hey guys, so today we went on a yacht and we had the most amazing spread. First they put out some crudités. It was really amazing. But that was just like didn't even get us started yet on what the main course would be. We were so excited. Like and subscribe to see more about our food adventures on a yacht."
Yeah. And one of them actually during a meal goes, she puts her camera down right in front of her plate on the table and it's like aiming up at her. So first of all, it's a terrible angle because it's from below. It's like when your mom answers the FaceTime, you know, it's like, "Hey." So it's like that. And then she takes a bite and she's like, no one wants to see you cow eating. You know,
Yeah.
she's doing that like big cow chew, like, you're not hot enough for this either. Okay. That's my general note for everybody on this show today. You're not hot enough to be acting like this. Put your fucking phone upside down. I can't.
Yeah. So then they're all excited because tonight's gonna be a Christmas party, so they're excited for that. And Alex is the tall guy, and he's like, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." So Fraser's like, "Okay, you plain people, you're gonna be going on an excursion, and then you're coming back for Christmas. And how you came up with that, I'm not sure, but you're so hilarious. You're absolutely hilarious, and fingers crossed you don't understand British sarcasm right now."
So the chef is making wacky octopus nachos. He's like, "These crazy kids wanting octopus nachos." And outside, the gay of the group is like, "Oh my God, you guys, Fraser is so hot. I like seriously can't even live. Like, I'm about to die right now. He is so hot." Oh my God, dead. I'm literally dead. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I feel like this guy came on with this idea of like, I'm going to make a splash on this charter and I'm going to be the guest that tries to have sex with this dude. So Captain and Barbie and Fraser are talking, and Fraser is looking at the bowl of
holding
fries.
a big bowl of fries. Yeah, he's holding this big bowl of fries. And of course, the undermining is starting already. So he's talking to the captain, and he's like, "Oh, it's like one fry each, And this is supposed to be a seafood spread. So why is there lamb on a seafood spread? Maybe because he told you he was serving lamb and you said nothing. You little fucking manipulator." He's terrible.
I didn't even catch that. I mean, I didn't catch that initially, that when Chef told Fraser what the menu was, that Fraser like heard it and didn't say anything. So for me, I thought it was just Fraser pointing it out, being like, "Wait a second." But now going through the notes again, you're right. Totally an underminer. So Captain's like, "Well, let's find out the reason for that. Hey, chef, do you have more seafood? It's on the preference sheet, a whole seafood spread. You want to just take a look-see there?" And he's like, "Oh, yes. Sorry, I don't think I noticed that. I just saw the nacho. It's just I don't have my readers. I've had bad eyes ever since, 1972. It's just like a terrible summer in the sun, and it really ruined my eyesight."
No man should have this poor of eyesight at age 28. That's what I'm saying. All right, well, I'm not really sure about the math there, but I'm sure that we need some more fish. So he's like, "I can do it." So he starts like throwing fish up in the air and chopping them in the air, like les poissons. Like he's going crazy. And Fraser's just like, "Oh, look at him trying to make more fish. Insane. Literally calling a psychologist to come on this boat and lock him up somewhere. Nuts."
So these octopus nachos go up, and the guests all cheer. They're all excited about them. And then that's where the girl starts filming herself eating them. And now it's time to go to the chocolate factory. So the guests all get into cars and everything. And Fraser tells the gay, he's like, "Oh, by the way, bring me some chocolates. I love the shorts, by the way." So they're sort of like flirting. That's like Fraser's flirting and everything.
I guess. Yeah. He's like, love your shorts. He's like, oh my God, cannot wait for him to be inside of me. And then this lady named Tiffany, spelled correctly, so I'll credit her with that.
Yes.
Because this show's been kind of ruining my faith in humans. But it's spelled correctly. And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to have my tits out today. I'm ready to be a MILF. You already are a MILF. You're a mom I'd like to forget, okay? And put on a pashmina or something.
So, the guy asks, one of the guests asks one of the women, like, so do you guys want to get married? And this lady's like, oh my God, I've asked for the ring twice and I still can't get it. It's like, wow, I wonder why not. And then the gay is like, oh, if Fraser asks for a ring right now, I would like to just go out and buy it. I want to fuck him or be fucked by him. I'll do anything with him.
So Fraser is talking to Paris and he's like, I kind of want to fuck that guy in the shorts, but it says on his preference sheet he doesn't like hot dogs. He doesn't like sausage between two buns.
Stephen is quite hot. I mean, he's basically one of the ladies. Are they speeding? Are they? I think they.
Sorry.
We're having issues with our
this?
notes.
So Ben and I are taking turns on different days taking notes, right? Because it's just an easier way to live. We're like, why are we taking 12 pages of notes on every single show? So one day he does something and the next day I do it. This, I mean, it looks like I stroked out taking this.
It turns into ASCAP. And it goes, the note goes, ASKF. He's one of the ladies. I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to the next line. And then the next line was, are they speeding up the lines? I can't understand them.
Okay, here's what this means. Let me tell you. Okay, so did you notice on the show, they're speeding up the audio? Did you notice it? Because at first I was like, that has to be me. Maybe they're just talking fast. Because they do it with Barbie a couple times, where Barbie's like, well, you know, like he knows that I have a dad and he doesn't. I'm like, what? And so I keep rewinding it. Like, what did she say? No one talks that fast. But now I think they're speeding up a lot of these lines because it happens with Fraser too, where I don't know what the hell he's saying. And I think they're just speeding it up too fast because no one can speak that fast. Why are you putting stuff in you have to speed up on Below Deck? There's already so much minutia in this show. Just cut it.
I mean, it is possible. Maybe you hit a keystroke that caused the playback to speed up.
I've
done that.
Reading these notes back, yes,
I've done that. And how many times have people
I might have hit the wrong key?
And how many times have we gotten messages from people that are like, why are you guys talking so fast lately? And we say, oh, did you check that your playback speed is that normal? And they're like, oh, whoops. And by the way, I've also done that. I've totally hit the playback speed on my podcast player. I'm like, why are these people going fast? It's like you see it with other people. You're like, excuse me, like just press that button right there. But then when it happens to you, you're like, well, no, I would never advance, like increase the playback speed. I'm not that sort of person.
I'll bet you're right. Because I was like, I think I've come onto something. They are speeding up lines to try and make us watch even more Below Deck. It's like,
you know what's really fun is
just hit the wrong button.
Yeah. I think I told you this at one time in an effort to, as an experiment, I actually watched Miami slower, meaning that like it'd be easier for me to take the notes because they'd be speaking slower because they speak so fast in that show. And to watch Miami with a slow playback speed, now that is a trip. They all sound like they're on drugs. It's amazing.
Yeah, just different drugs.
Yeah,
like downers.
They've all just like taken Quaaludes or something. Anyway, so now the people, they all arrive at the chocolate factory. And they're all taking pictures of this guy, and they make chocolate, and it's like fun. So Fraser and Paris are decorating.
Time, of course, this poor guy is just like, and welcome to chocolate. And they're like, oh my God, it's chocolate. Like, he's holding chocolate right now. Oh. Fuck off. All right, so
take photos.
Now they're speed decorating for Christmas on the other boat, and Dylan is like holding Sunny. She's like bending over the railing, trying to pull in a rope or something. So he's holding her like by her waist. And he's like, I got you, girl. And she's like, did you know that it's National Women's Day today? He goes, in that case, I'll hold you tighter.
I think that was her way of saying, get off me. I can do this myself.
Yeah.
So Ben's in the mess, and Kyle's asking what's going on with Ben. And Ben's like, oh, I've been thinking about my ex recently, Camille. You know, I think there was something about walking by that mop that made me just say, oh, I miss her. I miss Camille.
Yeah, I miss women who don't who don't, torture you and nag you. Yeah, because she didn't like you, and she dumped you the second she didn't have to be on camera with you anymore. You fucking fuckwit.
Yeah, she's like, I'm way out of this guy's league. I used to date the quarterback from Alabama, as I've told everyone 5,000 times.
Multiple times.
So Kyle's like, well, you're thinking you're a dick or your head. You're thinking with your dick or your head. And Ben tells us, I do like Sunny. She's cute and she's fun to be around. I just don't have that spark with Sunny. And you can't force something, right? Especially when you actively try to undermine it at all times. So there has to be a spark, right? Like last year with Camille. That's the magic I'm after. All those intellectual conversations and insights into work ethic, etc.
Yeah, I'm feeling for Sunny because I think they are together. Like from the comments of her like bashing people and coming after them for saying anything about him, I'm assuming they're together. But watching this now, I mean, do you think she's like hurt but also like, Ben, I just want you to know that I saw the episode tonight and I'm so sorry for
I
making
know.
you ever feel.
Well, he
like
probably
I
has
wasn't
a.
worthy.
He probably is like, well, I think I was just like in a really immature place back then, and I just didn't realize what I had with Sunny, and now that I do, I just, it's really her fault for pushing me towards Camille, and I'm glad that she recognizes it now.
Oh, God. So he calls Camille. And I love the producers for this because, they were like, you know what? Camille probably still likes you. You were posting that on your Instagram. You should try calling Camille. There was some shady-ass producer doing that. And he's like, oh, I'm going to do it. So he FaceTimes her. And she answers, and she's like, yeah, it's me. Why are you calling me?
What's the deal? And he's like, well, I was just been going down memory lane, and I don't know, I just miss you, I guess. She goes, yeah, I'd miss me too. I'm way hotter than any girl you've ever had in your life.
Yeah. And he's like, well, what are you up to? And it's, by the way, it's so awkward. She really is just looking at him like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
So he says, what are you up to? And she's like, well, I'm practicing my new single, Don't Fuck Gross Guys at Work, which is available on Spotify. Because I just got a new guitar player and I have a gig in Fort Lauderdale. So suck on that.
Yeah. So if anyone needs me, I'll be at Barnes & Noble singing by the board games. Ben's like, well, I'm going to be in Florida. I'd love to see you just to say hello. And she goes, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
And he goes, really? But just to see that smile again? And she goes, I mean, I just got here 2 months ago or so, so I don't really know if that's something I need. I don't need to be turned off by all of Florida. Florida has not completely killed my boner yet, and you might just do it. Keep your face an ocean away.
Yeah. See, the thing is this, when you're on a boat, you only have a choice of like 3 guys, but when you're in Florida, you have a choice of like thousands of guys. So
With
anyway,
boats.
yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah. All right. Smell you later.
It's like, okay, we'll get back to that music, Mikey. Great to catch you, babe. Bye. And he's trying to play it off like, yeah, nailed it. But then he hangs up and he's like, oh, God, why am I such a loser? Finally, we're asking the same questions.
Yeah. Oh, I feel kind of stupid because it's over. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I swallowed it a second time. I mean, you have to learn the first time, Ben. It's stupid. But now I know. Back to manipulating Sonny.
Yeah. On the bright side, Sunny is more attractive to me again.
Yeah. That's
So
what's gonna
then
happen.
the guests come back to the boat and they're like wooing because it's Christmas. And Fraser tells us how much he used to love Christmas as a kid. And then it cuts to Fraser as a child singing in presumably a Christmas toy, being like, yes. Daddy, Mom today made cereal. I think she might be insane. Call the doctor. Mom's losing it.
Deck the halls with boughs of awful, awful people. Fa-la-la-la, ugh, terrible.
Fa la la la la la, Santa's fat. So it's back at the bar, and one of the ladies is like, oh my God, is Captain one of the most handsome people ever? And then the gay, whose name is Steven, is like, oh my God, guys, I have a thing for Fraser. I can't help. We know. Good luck with that.
You're working. Congratulations, you made it into the mid-season trailer. You don't have to work this hard. So then the lady goes, he's super single and super ready. So now the chef is cooking, and tonight is the feast of the 7 fishes, which is something that I also served to Jesus Christ himself on a very, very bad night for him. Anyway, it's an Italian tradition. It's like being a chef. Christmas is stress. I much prefer Halloween, which, of course, gives me fond memories of also being in Salem, Massachusetts around 1623. Some bad things happened to some lovely ladies, but, such is life. What am I talking about?
So Fraser is dressed as Santa, and he puts the hat on, and he looks in the mirror, and he goes, riveting. I've got a head the size of a peanut. So then the captain comes to check on the chef again. He's like, good day, mate. He's like, canapes now. Please get out. All right, then. I'll get out then. So then the gay is flirting with Santa. He's like, oh, my God, I've always wanted to flirt with Santa. Totally marry Santa. Don't say anything, though. I'm ready for you, Santa. Hey, Santa, I want to come down my chimney.
And
Santa. Hold on, can I get video? I want to story this. I'm with Santa. Isn't he hot? Yeah, Santa.
And then Ben is talking to Kyle, and he's like, so, what's going on with you and Barbie? You get so close and intimate with someone and cross that boundary, and then she's just blowing you off now. God, women, am I right? They're so crazy, can't get into their heads.
You cross that boundary and now she just blows you off. What did you just do to Sunny after you've been fucking her on this boat? I hate this person so much. I hate him.
I know. He's the worst.
I hate him. And Kyle's like, well, we just got intimate and now to be shut down. I've got a heart too, I've got a heart too.
Okay, relax. So everyone's getting in their Christmas outfits, and everyone's getting ready and stuff, and they're all taking pictures, and they're doing like oyster shots, and they're like surprised by the oyster. Like, oh my God, there's an oyster in here. Let me take a photo of the oyster with my backwash. And then Alex is saying that the Feast of the Seven Fishes is important because he's very family oriented myself, and I just can't wait to see what happens, Captain.
Yeah, he's boring. So the ladies, so Captain eats with them, and they're like, oh my God, tell us like scary moments in yachting. And he's like, all right, well, listen here. There's so much pirate activity around Somalia, and we see a boat on the radar, and it's not supposed to be there. So we turn our course 20 degrees, and then they turn their boat 20 degrees, and we think, oh God, we're about to die. And it turns out, right when I said, Coot Solanet, which means holy fuck, I turn around and we find out it's just Somali fishermen. And they were turning because they were worried we were going to run over their fish traps. And I thought it was a warship. Then I see this blonde lady jump off of her boat with a lasso. She lassos one of the pirates. She pulls him down in the water. She hits him over the head with something big and yellow and deflatable until he's under. And she says, God, I love that banana.
Oh, you should have seen the belly laugh I had as we sent our boat right over that little dinghy's fishing trips. Oh, man, I still have the net to show. So now pasta's coming, and it's pretty pasta. And Alex, the Yelp Elite maestro, says, so here's the thing about shotzaprezzi. It actually means priest choker. Ha ha ha. They're all happy. They're all like being very foodie. So more food is coming up, more food. The chef is cooking. Sunny's ignoring Ben. Cannolis come out. They're taking photos of cannolis. Everyone cheers for the chef when he comes out to say hi to everyone. And the captain's like, oh, I'm very impressed. Happy captain, happy life, sad fisherman. Sorry about that, buddy. I didn't mean to destroy your entire family business with my yacht, but, things happen.
There's a reason for that, saying it normally rhymes. Okay, you can't just take the rhyme out of happy captain, happy. It's not how it works. So then Dylan is dancing around shirtless to his affirmations, and it says on the screen again, Dylan's affirmations. Hard work pushes me towards my goals, and nothing can get in my way. Not even ice cream.
So now Barbie and Ben are talking, and Ben's like, hey, Barbie, how you doing? So how about Kyle? I woke up to him upset, and he's been down all day. I'm kind of annoyed at it. He wants to talk to you, but he doesn't know how to go about it. It's like, what? This guy is literally going to come up and advocate and make Barbie feel bad. And she goes, well, don't get mad at me for my personal relationship with Kyle. He goes, well, it's just disappointing that he's been there for you the whole season and now you're pushing him aside. Are you going to talk to him?
She's like, if he wants to talk to me, he can totally talk to me. He's like, well, he doesn't know how, though. He doesn't know how. And she's like, well, hopefully it's not the way that you're approaching me, because that's not fun. And he's like, well, he's a good guy, and it's the last thing he deserves. And she goes, yeah, there's a girl who's crying every day here because of you, you fuck. And
Yes.
he's like, well, I don't appreciate how you're talking to Kyle. And I'm going to post a picture of me making out with Camille saying I don't approve of it right now, just to prove how much I don't approve of it.
Ben treats Sunny like shit all season long. Barbie has like a one-night stint, asks Kyle to be discreet about it. Kyle doesn't act discreet. Barbie gets annoyed, and Ben is going to come in and lecture Barbie about one single incident when has nothing to do with him. And Ben has had the luxury of not having people lecture him when he is the one most in need of a lecture. I mean, get out of here. Go to Shut Up Mountain.
Yeah, she's like, sit the fuck down. So then, hot tub night, ladies are hitting on Kyle, and one of them's like, oh my God, if you think about it, you have to talk to people with accents, like this sexy Scottish guy. And he's like, yeah, honestly, you're making a young boy blush. Well, keep it up, ladies. Keep it up.
Yeah, he seems really distraught right now. So now Barbie and Paris are talking, and Barbie's like, I just got like fully attacked by Ben about Kyle. Like, why are my problems your issue? And Paris goes, oh, well, you know, boys, they're stupid. I'm like, can we just say that Ben is stupid? Don't just be like, boys. It drives me nuts.
I think Paris is so fucking sick of hearing about Ben. Can't really blame her on that one. She's just like, oh, God. We're still hearing about Ben, for fuck's sake. No, it's a different woman crying about Ben. So then we cut to just, when she goes, boys are stupid, it cuts to the chef going, burping really loudly.
Yeah.
So then Barbie and Nick are in the galley, and, Barbie and Kyle are in the galley, and of course Nick's watching because he's the chef. That's where he works. So it's like, you're really pissing me off right now. You are like so pissing me off. Like, I mean, I have a million things to do, but please keep talking about it with everyone on the yacht, okay? It's like so disappointing. I don't even know who you are right now, which is probably what my dad said when he saw us banging on TV. I did not just say banging. You did not hear that, chef. And if you tell anybody I said that, you're dead to me. I mean it. I'm serious. You will never have another cook in your goddamn life.
He goes, okay, fair game. That's all I need to know, girl. So he walks off, and she goes, sorry about that. So, because she did this all in front of Nick, so Nick's just like giggling, and he's like, love is tiff. Well, in my experience, if you have an affair, you got to do it with the right person. Having a handsome chef come in and steal your girl could be pretty embarrassing, I guess. I'm like, and who would that handsome chef be? I'd like to know.
Yeah, name them. Seriously. So then Dylan's affirmations. I breathe calmly. Everything is working out for me. Pizza is satanic. Apples for life. Wash ham. Wash ham.
Wash the ham. So now Barbie and Kyle are at the hot tub, and Barbie is like, what? And he says, I said, are you okay? No, Kyle, I'm not okay. He's like, I know I screwed up, but I hope she can forgive me. I apologize. I said I wouldn't talk about it, and I did talk about it. I understand that's pissed you off. I'm very sorry, but at the same time, I have a voice. I have to voice my opinions as well.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought you had my back, and then you didn't. Well, last night I had your back and your front, didn't I? Kyle, you're not helping, okay? My dad's still watching. God.
So she's just like, I don't trust you. I thought you were a safe place for me, but I don't trust you, and I don't know how I'm going to move on. So that's the big cliffhanger. Like, will they be able to figure shit out? Wasn't there a scene where Barbie, wait, by the way, I feel like we didn't even talk. There was a whole scene where Barbie sat with Fraser and was like, I'm having a really bad day. And I just like, did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
We sure did. Where she was crying.
I must have missed that. I must have gotten distracted by something.
That was some Ronnie theater right there. You're like, oh, here he goes. But yeah, I think the storyline's stupid. I'm not really buying it. But God, this episode was great. Just watching Ben get rejected and made to look like a fool on TV.
Oh, he's so awful.
I loved it. It was so good for that.
He's terrible. Terrible.
The douche. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Go to watchwhatcrappens.com for tickets to Los Angeles, Dublin, London, and Birmingham coming up this month or next month, May. Well, I guess, is it May today? How many days are in April?
Is it May
know.
today?
Might be.
You know what? Today, it turns out that today is actually April 30th.
Okay, well, it's not May Day.
As we knew,
But
because
still,
of course we knew
May
today
Day.
was April 30th.
Go get your tickets. And if you want this on video or our Vanderpump Villa bonuses, please go to Patreon and look for us because we're there. We sure love you guys. Thank you for being with us, and we will talk to y'alls. I'm trying to get the page up so I could do this properly. We will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
I love a good parasocial relationship with a celebrity who will probably never know my name.
I mean, honestly, who knows? Don't count yourself out. But my favorite part about these feuds is how they're ignited by the tiniest things.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
I accidentally laminated my brows too much.
It starts small and then it gets so big.
To be honest, Naomi, I'm fearful of you to this day.
I don't know her.
We all just have to admit, we're addicted. Everybody has opinions. Everyone picks sides.
Leave Britney Spears alone right now!
From Wondery, I'm Sydney Battle.
And I'm Matt Belisai.
And this is Dis and Tell, where we unpack why we get so invested in these feuds and whether or not our attention only makes the whole thing worse.
Follow Dis and Tell wherever you get your podcasts.
In the climate-ravaged year of 2072, the city of Pura stands as a miraculous green haven, a geoengineered paradise that protects fortunate residents from the global catastrophes of heat domes, fires, floods, and droughts. Demetria Lopez heads up Pura's public relations, tirelessly promoting the city's idyllic image. But when she stumbles upon a dark secret that, if exposed, would be the downfall of Pura's existence, she must decide who and what she is willing to protect. From Wondery, the makers of Academy and Dr. Death, The Last City stars actors Reyes Sehorn, Jeannie Torrado, and Maury Sterling. Follow The Last City on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of The Last City early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.